Okay, we gotta wait to see who sits down at the table first. Probably would help if I had headphones. Yeah, that don't look too bad. I don't know why I've got static. Yeah, the chat won't come up until the first person. And the chat's working, and Kathy is the first one to come in the kitchen and sit down. And Rudy's right behind her. All we need is the rainbow. I don't know if you can tell. I have the microphone that changes colors. Red, blue, and green. It shows up on my face. And the rainbow's here. All right, let's get started. Come on, tablet. I said let's get started. Broadcasting live from station WDWL TV, Studio 2 Storeroom. And we are brought to you by Grumpy Vulture Productions. And his uncle is hanging right here. I like this chat. It's nice. It's nice and large. I can read it real easy. Hope the volume on the microphone's okay. I basically dashed in from outside and turned everything on. Wearing my gift hat from Ohio State from a former girlfriend who basically, from the day she stepped onto campus, still has her original seat. Every year she renews her season tickets and drives down from Cleveland every single game, and then turns around and drives back at the end of the game. And she's got some nasty back problems and uses a walker. It's in and out of that stadium, but a loyal Ohio State football fan. Not to mention she got her degree, degree in education, immediately got hired by Cleveland Public Schools, taught elementary for either 34 or 35 years, and then finally retired. And then she no sooner retired and signed up to be on the substitute teacher rotation. She just loved, even, she told me over the years it was a fight just to get kids to sit down and shut up. But she still hangs with it. I think she teaches 5th grade. And she said over the years the kids got worse and worse and worse and worse. I says to her, how can you do that for so long and not lose your frickin' mind? But, like she said, that was what I got my, degree in, and was lucky enough to get accepted at Ohio State. And, God, she's still in a shitload of organizations for the college. I give her credit. Yeah, I see her every now and then. The last time I saw her, she went, "I got a hat for you." I said, "Cool. I'll wear it." It's funny because I'll wear it in the store and people will go, "Hey, alma mater, hey." And I'm like, "Okay." I don't I don't have the guts to say, well, I'm just wearing the hat. I didn't go here. And what's funny is her cousin went to Ohio U. And they argue back and forth about football because Ohio University has the Panthers, I think. I don't know if it's the Panthers or the Tigers. Ohio State, we're Buckeyes. Hey, Ron, in that one photo that you sent me, right like in front of the camera, is a silver Honda or Toyota. Right next to it is a blue, it looks like a vintage motor car by the chrome bumpers. If it's still around, can you get me pictures all the way around? I can't tell what it is by that, just the front end. But I can tell by the bumpers, it's got to be something from the 50s or 60s. Yeah, if you look at your photo, the silver car is like right in front of the camera. And right next to it is a blue something. But I can tell by the chrome bumpers, it's vintage. Yeah, Kathy. A lot of people think the mascot's name is Bucky. No, it's not. It's Brutus. And here, The original Buckeye head from back in the 70s, Judy and several girls that were in the sorority made the first mascot head, because the first original one was small. They made a big one. As a matter of fact, the goddamn thing was so big, it wouldn't fit in the back end of her 70s-something Chevy station wagon. The original one was made out of paper mache. And she carted that thing from Cleveland to Columbus and back, basically tied to the tailgate of her station wagon. She sent me a picture once. It was hilarious. That's how dedicated she is to Ohio State. Okay, it was right next to yours. And it's vintage, Ron. I can tell by the bumperettes on the front. But I can't make out what make the car is. I want to say a Triumph, but I'm not positive. But it is vintage. Okay, Ohio U is Bobcat. All right. I would. What did I say? Panther? Yeah, close. A big kitty. Oh, speaking of kitties, the reason we are doing tonight's show in Studio 2 is Boots decided to take a nap in the middle of the floor in Studio 1. And I didn't have the heart to bother him. Well, it's got chrome bumpers on it, Ron. So, 70s maybe, but, you know, starting in the 80s, we started with the goddamn plastic bumpers. It's got chrome bumperettes. That much I could see in that picture. Now that's to blow the bird nests out of them, Rudy. And did we see what today is? It's World Fossil Day. I told that to a couple of kids up at the store today. I said, you know what today is? They all went like, no. I said, it's World Fossil Day. And one of the smart-ass kids says, well, go home and look in the mirror. Yeah, Ron, if you look at the picture and you peek out in the parking lot and you see it, even if you only get a shot from the front end, I can't make out what it is. But like I say, it's got bumperettes on it. And they're chrome. And usually bumperettes were all foreign. Just piqued my interest. I spotted it and went, oh, what the hell is that car? I couldn't tell. And usually I'm pretty good at old cars, but that one got me stymied. Yeah, I remember Rudy in Columbia Station, where my uncle's farm was. Once a month, they would blow the warning siren just to blow the bird nests out, because the goddamn birds would nest in the goddamn siren speaker. Ah, good coffee. My Rev. Do I have some Rev here? Rev. Come on, Rev. Yep, there we go. Good old Rev. No surrender. Yeah, it revs you up first thing in the morning. It's got like 1.5 times the caffeine. And I get it. I get a deal. Because if you go in the store, you get 10 to 12 pods for 12 to 14 bucks. I buy from Corrig Direct, and I get 24 for $13.99 and free UPS shipping. Oh, did eBay piss me off today? Oh. I bought something October 4th, and it's still not here. And the guy keeps telling me, oh, wait 2 days. Wait 2 more days. Wait 2 more days. Well, according to the tracking number, the goddamn thing hasn't even shipped yet. So I call eBay. And I just hate these AI answering machines. So I said, customer service. The AI answering machine said, you are out of our calling hours. Try again tomorrow. Now, I'm calling at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. eBay, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, okay? Or PST, Pacific, say whatever. Pacific Time. If I'm calling at 2 in the afternoon, that's like what? 11 in California? And they're telling me I'm calling after hours? So, Kathy knows when I get pissed off. I looked up and found the vice president of sales. So I wrote him a blistering email, and I put my phone number, and I said, I bet you won't call me. So we'll see if I get a phone call. Because I told the guy, I said, I'm tired of waiting. I don't want the goddamn piece anymore. I don't want it. Wait 2 more days. I waited 2 more days. And then I messaged him back and said, I don't want it. If you check the tracking number, it says USPS awaiting item. That means the post office doesn't even have the goddamn thing. Not to mention, in his sale ad, it said shipping, FedEx Economy Ground. And then I get a USPS tracking number. Oh, that pissed me off. So he gave me a $5 refund. I still don't want the item. Because I found the item at another eBay seller, and I messaged him, and he said, I ship same day. FedEx. But I'm not going to buy from him and not get a refund from the other guy. I don't have that kind of money. But to call eBay and the goddamn AI voice comes on and goes, you're calling after hours. No, I'm calling during hours. And you can't get through no matter how you try to trick the goddamn thing. I was punching all kinds of numbers and screaming in the phone, customer service, representative, you know. It ended up hanging up on me 4 times. Oh, Ron, I have a callus. Because I've been using a Zippo since I was 16. So there's a callus. Although, if you keep them clean and replace the flints when they're like halfway worn, they'll light like first click. But a lot of people, they wait till the flint gets down to nothing, and then it screws up the igniter wheel. I take good care of my Zippos. I really do. I clean them weekly. I check the flints at least twice a month. I always have brand new flints in the drawer. I only use authentic Zippo fuel. Yeah, I'm loyal to my Zippos, believe me. Matter of fact, was it last year or 2 years ago? I wrote Zippo. And I told them, I said, I started using Zippo lighters when I was 15 years old. And now I think it was 2 years ago, 72, and still a loyal Zippo user. And they sent me a free lighter. It's just a plain Jane, no engraving, nothing, but it was the thought. It was like an entry-level Zippo. But it was nice, get a free lighter and a thank you for being a loyal Zippo user. it goes both ways. Either I will write you a blistering email when you piss me off, or I will write a complimentary email if I am very happy with you. And it's amazing, many times you will get a nice thank you back. Like I say, Zippo sent me a free lighter as a thank you for being a loyal customer. I had to call AOL today, and the first thing the girl said was, "Wow, you've been an AOL member for 26 years." I said, "Yeah." When we got a CD in the grocery store, she said, "I've heard of them. I've never seen one." Well, it said AOL all over it, free, There were stacks of them. Grocery stores, hardware stores, in the mall. Everywhere you looked, there was a stack of AOL discs. I got a look. I had one up until this last move. And all my CDs got all fucked up. But I kept it. I'll tell you what, that was a good marketing plan by AOL. Because they got a shitload of customers. Like me. Back in the day of dial-up. Yeah. The connection would go, "Ew, ee," and then next thing you know, it would connect. And it would take about 20 minutes to connect. You're listening to that goofy noise, and then it never fails. Some asshole picks up the phone in the house, kills your connection. That was before the days of modems. Well, computers had modems, but they were kind of worthless because they hadn't fully developed the technology for your local phone company. And then good old AT&T came out with a dedicated computer phone line. So you didn't have to worry about somebody picking up the phone and screwing up your connection. And then I remember I had a compact. I can't remember what model. And AOL upgraded. And anybody's computer that didn't have enough memory, they sent you memory sticks for free. How they knew what computer I had, but one day in the mail, I got 2 memory sticks. We'll be upgrading your AOL soon, and your computer does not have enough memory. Please install these. So I did, for free. And I've been with AOL ever since. Not that there's anything fantastic about it, but it makes it easy for me. Hey, Rudy, are you a subscriber? Not to be nosy, but I could use a couple more. I lost several. I keep telling people it don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Oh, yeah. Definitely, because back in the day, Kelly, everywhere you went was a stack of AOL CDs on an end cap. Help yourself, free. Take as many as you want. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. AOL, whoever came up with that marketing idea should have gotten a raise and a promotion. I remember everywhere you went. God, I think when I went into J.C. Penney, there was an end cap that had AOL CDs in it. God, I remember going to the hardware store, and he had a basket full of them next to the cash register. They were everywhere. But in the early days, they scooped up a lot of people. And I've been with them ever since. Like I say, somewhere I still got one of them AOL CDs. Of course, it don't work. I mean, it would install dial-up, I think. I don't remember an hourly fee, although it was like $1.99 a month. I just signed up for the annual plan. I didn't, you know. Although there were a lot of, I'm trying to think, there was a browser that charged you. I want to say Netscape. No, it was a browser, a search engine, Thunderstone. They charge you like 10 cents an hour or some shit. And then Thunderstone got bought up by Netscape, and then Netscape got bought up by who? AOL maybe? I know back in the 70s and, you know, not back in the days of the early the venture capitalists into, the internet, they just bought up small companies left and right. I had Netscape for a while. Of course, back in the day, that was like the biggest browser you could use. I can't remember who bought them. I think AOL bought Netscape. It goes too far back for my memory. That was like the, oh God, what the hell was the name of the outfit? They were experimenting with AI. And they went to Microsoft, and Microsoft wasn't interested. So they went to Apple. And when Steve Jobs saw what they were doing with early AI, he immediately bought them and paid big money. And that was the inception of Siri. After he bought this AI company, they developed the first version of Siri. Because I remember when they put Siri on the iPhone, everybody was in Steve's office. There were like 30, 40 people. And mainly the guys from that AI company. And they said, "Here, Steve, ask it anything." And Steve went, "Are you male or female?" And Siri come back and said, "They have yet to assign me a gender." And he threw the phone across the desk and went, "I'm happy." Oh, God, I remember CompuServe. And Ask Jeeves, yeah. Of course, we're going back to the early days. Yeah, I remember CompuServe. I didn't use Ask Jeeves too much, but I remember it. And then they all got bought up, Although, when Microsoft saw what that AI company did for Apple, they were kicking their ass. Yeah, the good old dial-up days. That irritating noise waiting for the modem to connect. Yeah, old Bill Gates, he was pissed. Because one of his vice presidents said, "Oh, we can develop our own system." And they ended up being so far behind in developing AI. Speaking of AI, I read an article this morning oh God, what the hell is her name? Tilly Newsom. She is an AI generated actress. And when I saw pictures of her, I thought she was human. She is an AI generated actress and can play any part. And in the movie, looks human. So there's the future of Hollywood. I would say I'll give it 10 years. You won't hardly have actors and actresses. They'll all be AI. Yeah, this comedy, they're out of England. And I know her first name is Tilly. I want to say her last name that they gave her was Newsom, but I'm not positive. And she's on Instagram and TikTok, and it shows her taking selfies, and she's AI generated and looks totally human and sounds totally human. Unbelievable. But that's how they're going to save on these big wages that they have to pay for actors and actresses. They'll offer you a part. If you turn it down because you want more money, they'll say, okay, screw you, AI. Look at the way things have changed since the 30s and 40s and 50s. You know, you had Betty Davis and, oh God, who was her rival? But, you know, Betty Davis, Tilly Norwood. I knew it started with an N. Thanks, Ron. Isn't she unbelievable? When I saw the pictures, and then they showed a movie clip of her playing different parts, I thought for sure she was real. But you know, like back in the days of Warner Brothers and MGM, they, you know, like Betty Davis, they kowtowed to her, paid her big bucks, bought her whatever fancy car she wanted. Not today. I mean, yeah, there's still, you know, some fame to go with it, but not like in the golden age of movies. You never heard of artificial intelligence? God, it's been around for years, but now all of a sudden, Jesus, everything. It's getting to the point where people don't have to think anymore. The artificial intelligence does it for them, which is going to get scary in years to come. They need to put a handle on AI before it gets out of hand. And with this Tilly Norwood, this English company just proved we don't need actors and actresses. We can computer generate them. And I couldn't believe it. I'm looking at the picture going, no. She looks too real. No. What was the first Japanese robot? Osmo or something? Cosmo? Osmo? The first robot that did things on its own? I mean, that was the start of it. But I mean, I can see a studio like Warner Brothers or MGM. They're getting ready to make a movie and they contact whoever, I don't even know, like, let's say Alec Baldwin. And he says, no thanks, you're not offering enough money. And then say, screw you, we'll just AI generate your character. Osmo, I knew it was something. Osmo. Have you seen the advanced Osmo? The new one can do everything. Cook, clean, do laundry. It's amazing. It's like having a electronic butler. Osmo, go out and get the mail. Okay. Osmo, cook me an omelet. Okay. Which is scary in a way. I can see some back alley outfit developing Osmo prostitutes. Just kidding. I mean, when did they first invent that robot? 30 years ago? 40 years ago? And I'll tell you what, some of the interesting stuff that the military has, oh my God. They were showing, oh God, I can't remember where I saw it. The military has like beetles, like not ladybugs, June bugs and that, with little micro miniature cameras. And these things could crawl into a building and look around. And people think it's a big cockroach. And here it's a little spy. And some of the new military drones, oh my God. They've got one that's about this big, about the size of a pack of cigarettes, maybe smaller, with a spy camera. And it looks like a bird. So the bird lands on your windowsill. You think it's a pigeon, spy camera. And you got to figure what the military, and mainly NASA, something that NASA is using right now, in about 4 or 5 years, will be in Home Depot. Look at super glue. That was developed for NASA. And we didn't get super glue on the market until like 5 years after NASA developed it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kathy. All right, get some rest. I hope you're feeling better tomorrow. I'm really sorry to hear it. And if you're still not feeling better tomorrow, you don't have to pop in, but yeah, go right ahead. I'm feeling bad for you, dear. But if you're up to it, we'll see you tomorrow. How was that lemon meringue pie, Ron? Tasty. Especially getting a whole pie for yourself. Oh boy. I was thinking last night, I have not had lemon meringue pie in about 5 years. You know, pies are so expensive today. It's kind of a luxury that I kind of overlook. Yeah, I can imagine. That's why, in a way, I'm hoping when I order my Boston cream pies, if I go in 2 days later, they'll be marked 50% off, and then I'll buy 2 or 3 more. Because the girl said, we have to make a dozen. Okay. I'll buy one, that'll leave 11. Maybe you'll sell 2 or 3. And then at 50% off, I'll buy the rest. You know, actually, Ron, if I wasn't so goddamn lazy, I could make one. You know, you buy the frozen pie crust, you mix up the lemon filling, and the only difficult thing is the meringue because you need a mixer that has got the RPM to whip the egg whites. And unfortunately, my hand mixer doesn't run that fast. I could always cheat, put Cool Whip on it. Ugh. Have you ever left a container of Cool Whip out? When it dissolves, it is the most disgusting looking thing. Yeah, I did that once. I forgot to put the Cool Whip away and it was out for like a day. I took the lid off and I was like, ugh. Looks like melted margarine. You've done that, Ron? Yeah, I couldn't believe. I opened that container. It was like, oh God! Blah. Put the lid back on, threw it in the garbage can. This and you know you're putting that on pie and on cake and pudding, and then when you see what it looks like when it dissolves, whoa, gives you second thoughts about buying another container of Cool Whip. I still buy the whipped cream in the can. I want the real thing. Yeah, now they've got regular whipped topping and extra creamy whipped topping, and I'm glad they finally put it in like big cans too. Every now and then I'll cheat. Your cheeks go out. You look like a chipmunk. Mouthful of whipped cream. Yes, I still do that. I did it as a kid. Every now and then, I can't resist. Take the can out of the fridge. And then that kind of guarantees that nobody will use your whipped cream, too. Did you have that in your mouth? Mm-hmm. Oh, I ain't touching it. Good. All for me. Oh, here's some worthless information. I was reading this morning on salt. Now, you know what the healthiest salt on earth is? Healthy salt. Get that. Healthy salt. Pink Himalayan. Pink Himalayan salt is one of the healthiest salts you can eat. if you're into healthy salt. I'm going to get some and try it. They have big packages at Dollar Tree, like a quarter pound or half pound or something. Yeah, it's supposed to be the healthiest salt you can eat. Pink Himalayan salt. There's your worthless bit of information for the day. I got a taste for ice cream. I'm going to have to go up to Dollar General. They're the only ones that have the best mint chocolate chip I've ever eaten. And I can never remember the name. Kathy remembers it right away. Comes in a round container. I can never remember the name of it. As soon as I walk in, it's like, oh, there. Because I love mint chocolate chip ice cream. Oh, God. I could eat that stuff by the bucketful. There was I used to go to Gordon Food Service, and they had ice cream called Edie's. Yep, I could never remember it. Edie's, yeah. Best mint chocolate chip on earth. And they had an ice cream. Oh, God, what the hell was it called? I can't think of what the hell it was called. It was a mixture of vanilla ice cream and orange sherbet. And it was the best I ever had. And then they changed ice cream suppliers and they couldn't get it. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, the supplier, it was called Orange Cream. And it was whipped orange sherbet and vanilla ice cream. It was whipped. It was called Orange Cream. And I can't remember the company that made it. But Gordon Food Service changed ice cream companies and they couldn't get it anymore. And nobody around here carries it. It came in like a 2-gallon bucket. And I just sit there with that 2-gallon bucket and a spoon. Because I'm a pig. But I gotta go up to Dollar General and get me some Edie's mint chocolate chip. Thanks for reminding me, Ron. I can never remember the name of that goddamn. I know it on sight. But if I'm going to tell somebody, it's like, it comes in a round container. Because Dollar General is the only place around here besides Gigantic Eaglet that carries Edie's. But Dollar General is way cheaper than Gigantic Eaglet. Like half the price. That's the only thing I go into Dollar General for. I walk up the cash register and the guy goes, "That's it?" "Yep, that's it." Be a Dollar General ain't cheap. I've gotten burned a couple of times. I think something is one price, and I get the cash register, and I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute. What are you ringing there, buddy?" "Well, that's the price." Although you got to pay attention at Dollar Tree, too. Some things are $1.25, some things are $1.50, some things are $1.75. And then they have a $3 aisle and a $7 aisle. And you got to watch the frozen foods in the back, too. I've gotten burned on a couple of pizzas already. Like, what do you mean $7? I can get that at Family Dollar for $3.50. The guy's like, "Well, then go to Family Dollar and get it." All right, take it, put it aside. I don't want it. Family Dollar's just down the street. They have a deep dish. No, I can't remember the name. Family Dollar has a self-rising pizza that is to die for. I'm not big on frozen pizza. Next time I go into Family Dollar, I'll get one because it is delicious. You bake it right on the oven rack, and it self-rises. The crust is delicious. The toppings are generous. I think it's like $5 for a big one. Yeah, well, Dollar Tree used to be $1. Everything in the store was $1. And then with inflation and tariffs and everything, now it's mostly $1.25. Some things are $1.50. Some things are $1.75. Some things are $3, $5, $7. You really got to pay attention. Otherwise, you get burned. Get to the cash register. You go, "What? How much? Did you like double ring something?" Matter of fact, they have an iced coffee. I'm not big on iced coffee, but this one is peppermint mocha, and it is delicious. I go in there and I buy 6, 8 cans of it. I can never remember the name, but it's peppermint mocha. And if you're into iced coffee, oh, this is delicious. And I'm not big on iced coffee, except that one. Even these iced coffees are getting out of hand. I saw one the other day, pumpkin spice. Oh, God. Pumpkin spice coffee? Blech. This time of year, they go overboard with anything pumpkin spice. pumpkin spice cake, pumpkin spice muffins, pumpkin spice coffee. I'm not big on pumpkin spice. Well, my kid is big on iced coffee. I'm like, why make a hot cup of coffee and pour it over ice? That makes no sense. I think we're going to wrap like 8:30 because I've got some Italian sausage to finish cooking. I stopped cooking it. It's about halfway because I don't want to be eating like at 10 o'clock. So if we wrap around 8:30, that'll give me time to get it finished. Because this afternoon I cooked up a bucket full of peppers and onions. Red peppers, yellow peppers, orange peppers, green peppers, and a big Vidalia onion. It's amazing. You start out and it's heaping in the pan, and when it cooks down, you're like, that's it. But I'll be able to. Oh, I'll put about at least an inch thick of peppers and onions on my Italian sausage. I have a pound and a half left. No, 2 pounds. I have 2 pounds left in the freezer, and I'm really tempted to cook it because my buddy's father makes the best homemade Italian sausage. Oh. Hard to believe at 90 years old, he's still grinding meat, making his own Italian sausage. You know, when they first came out with the pumpkin spice flavoring, hardly anything was pumpkin spice. Now, this time of the year, everything. Pumpkin spice coffee, pumpkin spice muffins, pumpkin spice cake, pumpkin spice cookies, pumpkin spice noodles. Everything is pumpkin spice. Oh, yeah, Rudy, you'd love this Italian sausage. My buddy's 90-year-old father made 25 pounds last week, 2 weeks ago. He goes down, he gets the meat, hand cuts it, grinds it in a hand grinder, big pan of meat, puts in the spices. Then he gets natural casing and he fills by hand, making that Italian sausage. 90 years old, Matter of fact, I think I'll save I've got his family recipe for spaghetti sauce. I think I'll save the last of the sausage and make from scratch his family from his great great grandmother. I'll make a batch of spaghetti sauce. Then I'll go and get some fresh pasta. Go to the Italian store for that. Fresh daily. They make it fresh daily. Fresh made pasta. Do it up right. Have homemade Italian sausage with homemade sauce and fresh made pasta. Have a meal fit for a king. Or fit for a grumpy. What have I got left in the tablet? I had it at 100%. Do I have enough for exit music? Holy shit, 46%. I need to plug this thing in. I won't have enough for exit music. Now don't plug it in backwards. Come on, Grumpy. Where the hell's the plug in? I can't find the charging port. God, 15 years I've had this thing. You think I could find the charging port with my eyes closed? Can't find the charging port. All right, I got a cheat. Hold on. Oh, I'm in the wrong area altogether. There we go. Now we're charging. Get the cable. Lights out. I just can't part with that tablet. Even though the battery is so goddamn weak it hardly holds a charge. That tablet is like an old friend. I hate to part with it, but one of these days it just ain't gonna charge at all. And I gotta get the music transferred off of that. Yeah, you talk about smoke alarms. Over the weekend, Alec Baldwin was out on Long Island and a guy cut him off and he hit a tree with his wife's Land Rover. Now, he's in his home doing a video basically telling people he was all right, nobody got injured, thanking people for their well wishes. And what is beeping in the background but a goddamn smoke alarm with a low battery? You would think with the money that he's got, he could afford a goddamn 9-volt battery. Yeah, he's talking in the video and you hear chirp, 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 and you know it's a smoke alarm with a dead battery. Chirp, chirp. I'm like, gee, Alec, spend $1. Get a goddamn battery. Fix a smoke alarm. Yeah, he's talking away in the video. Chirp, chirp. I'm like, don't you know what that noise is? It's the smoke alarm telling you to replace the goddamn battery, cheap ass. Oh, with the money I'm spending on the Passat, Rudy, there ain't no new... Well, I got a new tablet. Well, a reconditioned one. I've got a Panasonic ToughPad and a Panasonic ToughBook. My buddy's son bought them at a police auction and reconditioned them. And he sent me one of each. That ToughPad weighs about 10 pounds. And the ToughBook weighs about 30. Now I've got a mount. I have to figure out how to put it in the Passat. It came out of a police car. It's for a Panasonic ToughBook. Because I want to put it in the Passat. And then I've got a ToughPad. If I think of it, I'll bring it in tomorrow. I could transfer the music over. But the problem with the ToughPad, I need an external speaker. Because the speaker in the police ToughPads is not really made to be used like we would use a normal tablet. So the volume out of the speaker is like nothing. So I have to get an amplified speaker to plug in so that we could hear the music. That's another reason I haven't transferred the music over yet. I'm trying to find one with a 3.5 plug instead of a Bluetooth. I don't want a Bluetooth speaker. I want one to plug into the ToughPad. But it's got to be amplified. Because I want to hear the music. But with the money I'm spending fixing the Passat, there ain't going to be... Well, I don't celebrate the holidays anyway. To me, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, just another goddamn day. Matter of fact, when I moved, I threw my Christmas tree away. I was like, yeah, who needs this shit? Nobody sees it anyway. Saves on electricity. I don't have to put up Christmas lights either. Oh, shit. I knew I forgot something. I was at the damn hardware store and I forgot gun oil. Damn it. I need a small can of gun oil. Probably walk right by it. That's because I went to the hardware store without a note. I'll get it next week. I ain't going back to the hardware store. I don't like the kid. Oops. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, there. I don't like the kid that the guy that owns the hardware store hired. He's a bit of an arrogant asshole. And you'll ask him, where is such and such? Now, it was only me in the hardware store. It's a little mom and pop place. You'd think that he would get off his ass, sitting at the cash register, leaning on the counter. Oh, it's down the end of aisle 4. I said, screw it. If you're not going to show me where it's at, I don't need it. And you lose the sale. Then he gets up. I said, forget it. I'm leaving. I'm done. You know, it would be different if there were 10, 12 people in the store and he was busy. Hey, he was just sitting at the counter. Oh, it's at the end of aisle 4. Well, if you're not going to show me, screw it. I don't need it. And on the way out, I probably walked right past the gun oil. That is the best stuff for door locks. People buy that graphite crap. All that does is gum up the lock after a while. If you want to keep your door locks working all year round, summer, winter, gun oil. Or 3-in-1. It's the best oil for door locks because it doesn't clog the tumblers. I always put either gun oil or 3-in-1 oil in all of my door locks. That way they don't, like in the winter, some door locks will freeze. Not mine. Hey, Ron, what are you making for dinner tonight? You're usually cooking up a storm about now. Oh, did they finally get the tree off your patio? God, I can't believe all the tree. God, that's a shame to lose all those trees. Although now there's lots of firewood for fireplaces. Like houses have fireplaces around you. Chicken and rice. I'm not a big chicken person. Chicken wings, yes. Anything else chicken? Oh, good, they got the tree going. That was a shame seeing those pictures. Those, those trees had to be 10, 15, 20 years old. To lose a tree like that, that's sad. But boy, seeing that how they were splintered, man, you had some wind. Holy shit, that tornado was cranking. Takes a lot to splinter a tree. Didn't I like this? See? First crack every time. Are there any houses out in Tempe with fireplaces around? Does it get that cold in the winter that you need a fireplace? I'm sure some of the big ritzy fancy mansions have fireplaces, but I just wonder if, like, the normal suburban house would have a fireplace. Although, what does the temperature get during the winter? Do you get snow and ice? Yeah, I gotta take the air conditioner out of my bedroom window. Ugh, man. It's like a meat locker in there. Do you get snow in Tempe? I never paid much attention to weather in Arizona except, like, you had what? 70 days at triple digits? Oh, so you have a lot of drivers like we have in Cleveland. We get snow every year. First snow, people are sliding all over, bouncing off of shit. I'm like, don't you remember last year? Yeah, it's a riot. First snow in Cleveland, everybody's in accidents, sliding off the road. Like, you drove in it, like 9 months ago. You forgot already? I emailed my friend in Scottsdale today. I haven't emailed her in about 3 months. She probably thinks I'm dead. She'll open her email and go, oh, well, the old bastard's still kicking. I had to tell her about the Passat. Car that you buy for $200 and you put $400 in it. Although I could not find this car for $600. No way. I can't believe it does not have a spot of rust. And it's been a Cleveland car since new. Evidently, them Germans must do some pretty good rust proofing. There is not one spot. Even the underside is wonderful. Yeah. And Minnesota gets twice the snow that Cleveland gets. You would think people would remember how to drive. No. Of course, everybody wants to go, 60 miles an hour. Although, I'll tell you what, some of those, like, God, that one accident in Texas, Christ, it was like 200 vehicles. Like, holy shit. One after another. Bang, 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 bang. Isn't there somebody down the road going, slow down? I was reading some of the remarks that people were leaving regarding the Ohio State troopers arresting that alien that had a CDL who could not read English and could not speak it. How do these people get driver's license? Not to mention a CDL. Jesus. Scary when you're driving down the freeway. You don't know who is behind the wheel of them semis. God, you're not even safe driving in the far right lane. That's usually what I do. Speed limit, right-hand lane. You want to go around me? Go ahead. I don't care. I'm not speeding up for nobody. I might do 5 over, but that's it. Christ, people around here change tires at 70 miles an hour. When I was on the freeway the other day, and you would think I was doing 10 miles an hour. I'm doing the speed limit, and cars are blowing past me. Everybody in a goddamn hurry. At least I'm getting there in one piece. Well, I think it's Italian sausage time. Oops. Unplug the tablet there, Grumpy. Well, you'll be busting the charging plug, and then you won't be able to charge anymore. Old Boots is snoring. I hear him snoring over in the other studio. What a hilarious cat. We know where. Whoops, wrong finger. WDWL TV. That's where we meet. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for being here. Ron, enjoy your chicken and rice. And Rudy, thanks for subscribing. And we will meet again tomorrow night.